Welcome to a guide to new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. It's Friday the 24th of May and we have more mods, believe it or not. Okay, where do I start? Let's start over here. Metaltech. They're like buses. You wait for one and then two come along at once. Yesterday we had Metaltech DB trailers, which have suddenly sort of started appearing. So this is the Metaltech DB Pack, but this is by Melody98 and MrZixon. And there are quite a few in this pack. I've got two here, one at the smaller end of the scale. This is the DB6, and then we've got the DB20 at the other end of the scale. And again, like the ones we had yesterday, very, very nice mods. Neat, tidy. There's quite a lot of options on these as well. With the wheel underneath and all that, you know. They look good. They look like a DB trailer, a Metaltech trailer. Very nice. But we've got these side meshes on these ones, which we didn't have on the ones yesterday. So we'll have a look in store. This small one is 9 slots, and all the others are 12 slots for the first one. Then obviously, if you buy subsequent ones after that, that slot count will drop. So, under trailers, we start at this end with the DB6, 8,500, and it's a capacity of 8,000 litres. Now, that's standard. We can then go up a capacity on this by putting these side meshes on, which increases our capacity up to 15,400, but it also increases the price to 12,900. But it's not a bad capacity on that actually. For a small trailer, 15,000 litres, pretty good. And then we've got a pattern hang on, wait. Then we've got a pattern option, pattern 1 or pattern 2. The one I just showed you, I've gone for pattern 2. It's got these smaller yellow decals, but the pattern 1 is your standard Metaltech kind of option. If we go back to capacity, we've then got the bale trailer option, and I missed this option out on yesterday's Metaltech trailers, and I apologise for that profusely, but we do have a bale trailer option as well, and then back to the standard. Now, on the base level, the 8,000 litre version, you do have an option for a cover. So you get the standard cover that goes on the top. However, if you increase the capacity with the mesh sides, you don't get the option for a cover, and that's the same on all of these. So realistically, as we go up the range, those options stay the same. Like I say though, when we go from this first one to the next one, the first one's 9 slots, the rest of them all up here are all 12 slots. So we've got the DB8, which starts at 10,000 litre capacity. We can have it with the same decal pattern on the side if we want to, and we can have it with the cover. If, however, we increase the capacity to put the mesh on the side, we lose the ability to have the cover, but then it goes up to a 19,500 litre capacity. Not too bad at all. I think this one's got a bale option as well. It has. I'm pretty sure maybe all of them do. Then we've got the DB10. Capacity 13,000 litres or 21,500, or a bale option. And again, if we go back to the base level, we can change the pattern, we can put a cover on if we want to. That's going to be, you know, take that as read on all of them. But then we've got the DB12, 15,200 litre or 24,000 litre capacity. And the prices will gradually work their way up from there. That's not bad actually. How much is that? 20,000? Let's imagine I was going to be, yeah, 20 grand for a 24,000 litre capacity trailer. That's not bad. They do hold a lot of stuff as well, all the stuff on the bottom. And then we go up to the DB14, 17,000 litre or 27,000 litres, or a bale option. Getting slightly larger on the bale trailers here. Then we've got the DB14 Premium. Lush. I'm not quite sure what's premium about it, but 19,300 is the start size. And then that can go up to 29,000 litres. Not bad for 30 grand. And then a bale option. Then we've got the 20. So we go from the 14 to the DB20. Quite a jump up this one, because now rather than the pulling axle and the rear axle, this one's like a triple axle, one at the front and two at the back. Standard capacity 26,000, large capacity 40,000 litres, and a bail option. And if we come back out, we've got the DB20 Premium. You've probably noticed already there are no tyre options on these at all. They are what you get. 29,000 litres standard, 44,000 litres with the extension, and a bail option. So there you go, quite a few options to choose from, and rather than just have one of these and then a multitude of options within that, I think it kind of made sense having these as separate trailers in here. Otherwise it would have got a little bit out of control, I think. But yeah, they're nice trailers. Trailer hitch on the back as well, which means you can daisy chain these. So if you want to be running a big trailer and then, I suppose technically if you had two of the 44s, you've got an 88,000 litre capacity. That's pretty good, really, for these. Swivel axle at the front, I'm not a fan of. I've said that enough times already. But yeah, not bad at all. So that's the second decal option, and that's the usual one. But yeah, not bad at all. So that's by Melody98 and MrZixon. Moving on. Okay, so up next we have got the Fleagle DPW 210 bales auto load. Now these are a modded version of the standard in-game one. Each of these are 7 slots, and this is by Top Ace 888. I never really got on with the in-game version. I think it's been updated since. However, I think when I first tried to use it, I loaded it up manually, brought the size down, the bales started moving around, some flew out the top and that kind of thing. Didn't get on with it very well at all. 26,000 and 7 slots. But the modded version, which is along here, we have got autoload round, autoload square, both 26,000, both 7 slots for the first one. The round bale one will hold 26 bales, the square bale one will hold 24. Options available, and we've got a few. We can change the colour, which I think is brilliant. You can have it to suit whatever particular style you fancy. We can change the rim colour. I like this as well. Again, we've got stainless steel silver, we've got stainless steel black, chrome steel, and then we're back onto normal colours. I do like these metallic options for the wheels. If I go to the stainless steel black, that's really nice. Really nice option. Now we've got standard, and we've also got trailer hitch on the back, which means you can link these together. We can daisy chain them. So if you're going to be doing 26 bales at a time for round bales, you put 2 together, you're up to 52 already. If you've got enough grunt at the front end pulling, you could stick 3 or 4 of these hooked up, and you could be moving 100 bales at a time. That's quite impressive. As far as wheel setup goes, we can have standard, we can have wide, and we can have narrow. There's no option for tyre type, but we can change the width of those. Narrows is an interesting choice on that. And even with all those modifications made, that's what, 27,700. So not overly expensive. This is nice. I like this. They're very nice, neat, tidy. This ability to hook them up, absolutely brilliant. Now, as far as it goes for auto load, just having a look around it, like I say, the detail on it is great. I love the animations on these. Now, obviously on the standard version you had to kind of move controllers and stuff and do it yourself, but with this one, if I jump in, I've got square bales on the ground. I'm going to open up the help menu because obviously we need some help. Now I've got my Satex side panel plugged into my PlayStation, so I've got some options there with numbers. If I press L1, it just gives me my usual PlayStation options. So I can either use PlayStation controller options or use my side panel, whichever, it doesn't really matter. So that says transport position. If I put it in transport position, that closes it down, which is fine. So that's kind of how it comes as standard. That's how it comes as standard. Now, if I put it into its operating position now, once it's opened fully itself, it will automatically load, like so. So you haven't got to fiddle around doing anything else. Once that's in its operating position, that just does that on its own. I can then close that down again into its transport position, and they're good to go. It does all the nice, smooth, neat animations it needs to do, locks in place, and we're good to transport. No problem at all. Now, for unloading, I'm going to switch to the back trailer for this one, because, well, why not? If I want to unload bales, it opens up. Once it's in its open position, L1 and my right stick, and I can move them wherever I want to, either side. Now, you probably want to put them a little way out, because when this closes you don't want it hitting. So unload bales here, there we go, and then put it back into its transport position, and that shouldn't hit the bales on the way back down. Nope, we're good as gold. So there you go, loading and unloading, auto loading trailers. The fact you can daisy chain them is absolutely brilliant. I hesitate to use the word game changer. We've got a few auto load bale trailers. That said, for shifting a lot of bales in one go, actually, you know, it could well be. If I just open that back into its operating position, then we can get those loaded back up. I'm going to jump out. There we go, as easy as that. Obviously the minor downside is the fact these are swivel axles, so actually hooking more than one together gets a little bit trickier. If you're trying to hook 4 together, I'm not sure how you're going to manage that. It's going to be quite complicated, but anyway. So what I'll do now, jump in that, put that back in its transport position, and we could drive off and go on our merry way. So let's say you have 3 or 4 of those hooked together, moving bales off a field suddenly becomes a whole different proposition. I like these, like them a lot. So this is by Top Ace 888, the Fleagle DPW 210 bales auto load. If I close that down, very, very nice indeed. Which brings me on to the next of our mods, which is here. Now, I may pronounce this wrong. The company I believe is Swedish. I think it's Rottner. Could be Rottny. I'm not too sure. My mind's saying rotten, but it's not rotten. I don't hope it's not rotten. Rottner? Probably Rottner. I'll stop going about that. It's the F20D. This is another forwarder, and this is by North Modding Company, the guys who do a lot of forestry equipment. They've already given us a Komatsu forwarder, and we've also had a John Deere forwarder from them. It follows the same kind of principle. I have had a look online at their website, and it looks like their forwarders do. You know, it looks like it should. Very, very nice piece of kit. We'll jump inside now. Actually, let's just close that. That's how it comes, standard. So I've kind of already given the game away a little bit, but L1 and X opens up the bed at the back. I am going to open this up. Now there is a 1 above a top left hand corner, and this is why, because it says at the bottom control group crane. Now I've tried all sorts to change that control group to something else, and I'm just not getting any other options coming up, unless of course you've got a trailer hooked up and then you switch to a trailer on the back, because it does have a trailer hitch, so potentially could be for that. Now, camera options, we've got the outside view here like this, we've got the in-cab view like this, we've then got the crane view. Now we can actually change our position. We've got left crane and we've got right crane. I'm going to show you those in a bit more detail when I switch the actual driving position round. But from in-cab, there's a lot of glass here, a lot of open area, visibility is incredibly good, cavernous it is in here. So what I'm going to do, L1 R1, change driving direction X, and it swings us round, so we're kind of into our crane operation mode. Now I can move the crane in like that, so the crane's moving but I'm not. If I press my, there we go, I've changed my position again. Now this time I'm moving with the crane, so I'm watching where the crane goes. And then, like I said already, if I change my camera position again, I'm left crane, and then right crane. Very, very nice indeed. Usual crane options kind of apply. L1, and right stick will give me up, down and side to side. If I go R1, that will give me my up, down, out and back in again. And what I will do is swing it round so we're a little bit we can see it. L1, R1 and right stick will give me my spin round, and my open and close by pushing up and down the right stick. So all the controls are there. With a bit of practice you can get quite good with these cranes, believe me. Now, from outside, this crane has got a huge reach. If I open this right out like so, come right out, and then go down, and then all the way out. It is an incredibly long reach. However, if you were doing it out to the side, you're going to get a lot of rock on that, like that. So you need to be incredibly careful. Like, there aren't any supports that come out for this, which I'm surprised. I thought there might be. I thought I read in the Modhub there were, and that's why I thought you could change the control group, but I haven't managed to find anything that allows me to do that, and I can't see any support legs anywhere on the actual vehicle itself. Starting up. Obviously I've got this now in reverse driving position, so in essence forward is back and so on and so forth, but it kind of allows for that already. Lights, we've got a cab light inside which does the dash kind of thing, then we got the rear working lights, then the front lights come on, so it's kind of back to front the order they do it in. If I turn those off again and we go in cab, here when I do that initially, these two control panels to the side seem to glow, they light up. I can't find a light source anywhere, so I'm assuming they actually kind of light up, so if you're operating in the dark you can see the control panels. But there you go. Very nice bit of kit. What I will do, just close that menu off, and we'll go into the store and we'll have a look under forestry equipment. It's not under there, it's under machinery, forestry machines. Now this is where it gets a little bit hairy. The standard in-game Komatsu is 216 for the forwarder, the Buffalo is 221, the John Deere version was 340 grand, and this is no exception, 340,000, quite pricey. It will use up 23 slots, so quite heavy on the slot count too. If we go in and look at options available, knock-ins come as standard, and then if we switch to the Olisfors, then you've got all the various different chain and track options if you decide to go with Olisfors. And actually the Olisfors seem to work a lot better on this because it's blue. I think on the other versions, because it stands out really brightly against the other colours, this one, it actually seems to work quite well, the Olisfors. But anyway, go back to knock-ins. Engine options, 280 horsepower standard for a tier 4 final, or you can go for the optimised, which is 320 horsepower. So no slouch, plenty of grunt for moving around with whatever you've got on the back. Still think 340 grand. It's pricey. It is certainly pricey. So yeah, there we go. Let's put that back in its forward driving position. Turn the engine off. When we jump out, the ladder comes down. Kind of a bit late, we've already jumped out. But there you go. That's the Rotner F20D forwarder by North Modding Company. Not bad at all. Like that. So, on to our last mod for today. This is the FS09 Sheep Husbandry sheep pen by Fullpowershift. This will use 5 slots. It does say in the Modhub it fits very, very nicely in with the Giants Island map, which I think is where it kind of originates from. It's quite a basic, simple, straightforward, no nonsense, you know, it's a sheep pen. There is a little bit of this kind of clipping. When I placed it, I think this concrete bit needs to come out a little bit further here. It's a minor thing. It's, you know, you get it every now and again with placeable mods. So this bit here is where you buy, sell, load or unload your sheep from. Inside, again, there's not really a lot going on. We've got a lot of access from the outside here, so you haven't got to come in from either end. You can come in this way if you want to. I like that. I like the fact it's really open, because you can come at this from all sorts of angles. Now this, I'm assuming, is the feed trough. The fact the animals are here There's no hazard marked anything, and there's no real kind of trough itself, but it would kind of make sense. That fits what most of these sort of barn and pasture things, how they work. Round here is going to be where your wool pallets spawn. It's quite a nice size pen. And then round here you've got your water trough, and that's all you need for your sheep. You just need feed and you need water. There's no straw bedding needed for sheep at all, and it's nice. It's fairly simple. And then if we go into here and have a look at animal pens, we'll scroll across. Now if we look at the in-game ones, which are here, we've got sheep pasture for 65,000, which will hold 80. And then we've got the large sheep pasture for 180,000, which will hold 250. This one is only 50 grand and it will hold 120. So it's not bad actually. It will hold another 40 on top of a standard one for less money. Yes, only 5 slots as well. I mean, okay, it's a fairly basic looking thing, but if you want a cheap option to start doing sheep, it's not a bad way to go. It's, a nice looking mod. Textures are nice, detailing's good. It is what it is. It's a sheep pen. But there you go. That's by Fullpowershift. That's all the mods for today. Some really nice ones actually. I like the fact that it's cheap and it's got a nice capacity. The forwarder, another interesting design and type. I love these. These are just brilliant. The DPW 210s. This being a hook 'em up, yeah, absolutely wow. Auto load trailers, and then obviously the huge selection of Metaltechs we now have available. So there you go. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.